290, 200, 220, 240, 260. Hello everyone and welcome back to Space Engineers. Before I even begin this video, I just want to thank the 100 people who have subscribed to this YouTube channel. In fact, it's now 103 as I record this video. Considering I came back to this channel only in January, I didn't expect to gain 100 subscribers so quickly, but it has happened, and I just want to say that I'm extremely grateful to all of you who have subscribed to this channel, and I hope that many more will over the coming months. In celebration of gaining 100 subscribers, today I'm going to be talking about cars in Space Engineers, specifically the ones I've made over the years. And right here in front of me is the dealership. This has evolved many times since I started this, and I'm going to go in and I'm going to show you some of the vehicles that I've created. Later on I will be test driving these as well. This map is actually the map from Medieval Engineers, and it works amazingly because that map is covered in roads which are perfect for these cars. I really hope one day to have a cool multiplayer server where people can drive around in these vehicles and just kind of build up a massive community in survival using cars like these. And I'll explain how that would work when I go over the cars, because a lot of them can be used for practical purposes. The first three can't really be used for practical purposes, they're just for fun. Now I have kind of made up prices for these to make this seem real, but this is Space Engineers after all. So the first car on display is called the ME. There are three muscle cars, as they're called, that's what the M stands for, and this is the least powerful and the easiest to make. The default colour scheme is this white and blue, and it says ME at the top there. All these vehicles also have indicators, front lights, rear lights, exhausts, and I've tried to just make them as realistic as possible. All these vehicles run off hydrogen, by the way. If you want something slightly better and cooler looking, you can get the Amw M. Making use of the off-road wheels this time, it just looks a lot better, and a very different paint job. This is the retro Futurama, and it's been used on a few of these vehicles. So unlike the E, this vehicle uses 4 engines instead of 2 because it needs that much power, and it uses an atmospheric thruster in the front to propel it to higher speeds. This is what I call the turbo. And it's really useful because the Space Engineers physics seem to stop wheels accelerating further when you get to about 92 meters a second. So having that thruster is really good for propelling you to higher speeds. And this one just says M, and the default color scheme is this cool red and black. And this is the most overpowered, fastest accelerating car of all of them. It has thrusters to assist the braking, it has 2 thrusters pointing forwards to help you accelerate, and it has another hydrogen thruster to accelerate as well. So this is the fastest accelerating vehicle, but it is the most unstable at high speeds. Moving on to this section, this is where the more practical vehicles are. Starting with the cheapest and easy to build, this is called the Hatchback. Simply uses the same refueling system. It's capable of seating 2 people, and it has a cargo container in the back. Moving on to the Estate, seats the same amount of people, but this time it has 2 cargo containers in the back, so the way they scale up is quite realistic. The third vehicle in this section is the Saloon. It takes away a cargo container, still having 1 though, but it can seat 4 people. Next car is the Pickup. This requires 1 mod, which is a 2x2 and 4x4 wheels mod. This will seat 5 people, 4 in the main area, 1 in the back. It has a cargo container, and it has these massive wheels as well as a hydrogen thruster to propel it to higher speeds, and it's just pretty big compared to the rest of the cars. But if you wanted to go slightly bigger, you can go for the Camper. This will seat 6 people, 4 in the front, 2 in the back, and it has this nice canopy at the back, as well as a cargo container. So this is designed as more of a holiday vehicle. Now I'm going to be going over the vehicles I've created that are designed to be the fastest. This is the Amw Sport, and it's the first vehicle you'll see here to have a spoiler. Now the spoiler doesn't do anything, but there is a thruster here which provides downforce at the back, so it does act like a spoiler. And it doesn't actually have any thrusters to propel it forwards or backwards, so it can only go up to about that 92. But it's pretty fast nonetheless. Going up even further, we have the first vehicle that is simply designed to have the highest possible top speed. This is the Amw Falcon, and as you can see, the profile and the overall design is a lot different to the other vehicles because the engine is at the rear. It's meant to be as realistic to a supercar as possible. It's also got a lower profile spoiler and a few lights at the back and a single middle exhaust. But this is not the fastest vehicle. there is actually one vehicle that's faster than the Falcon, and that vehicle can be found over here. This may look like the Falcon, and it is the Falcon, but it's the Falcon S. It has a slightly different skirt design. I think it looks a bit better than the other one, but this can also go a hell of a lot faster because instead of one thruster to propel it forwards, it has 4, and they're hydrogen thrusters as well. It has 2 thrusters facing backwards to help it in braking. In order to increase the top speed without it kind of bouncing around everywhere, you have to change down the friction of the wheels. To accommodate for that, you won't have as much acceleration with the wheels because they're not gripping the floor as much. So you need to add more thrusters, and that's how I've created these cars. So on the left here is an example of one of the original cars from AMC. This shows kind of how the design has evolved, but I'm going to be removing this vehicle, and I'm going to be test driving the hatchback just to show you what it's like to drive. I've designed these to be right-hand drive because I'm from the UK, and these design traits are the same for every single AMW car. I'm going to start the engine, and the way I've done this is with a timer block. So like a real car, this has batteries that need to be charged up to start the engine. So first of all, this timer block will turn the engines on and off. It will turn the propulsion of the wheels on and off, it will turn the exhaust on and off, and it will set the batteries to auto or recharge. And we have the left and right indicators here. So I'm going to start the engine now. I'll take the brake off, and here we go. Without any thrusters to boost this, we're getting about 59 meters a second, but it does increase over time. For some reason, the vehicles seem to be limited a bit in how fast they can go without thrusters just on this map. I'm not sure why, because usually this vehicle would be able to go a bit faster. So that's the type of performance you can expect out of a hatchback, estate, saloon, or whatever. Now I'm going to try out the muscle car. I just want to point out, this car is based very much off the Dodge Demon. So I've even added the drag race mode to heat the tyres up. So it takes the brake off the back wheels and just allows them to spin so you can warm the tyres up like this, which is something the Dodge Demon can do, and I just love that. So I'm going to do this, and I'm going to take the brake off and watch how fast the speedometer goes up. Bear in mind, this is the, I believe, 2nd or 3rd fastest accelerating car. I think it's the 3rd fastest. So there are 2 cars that accelerate faster than this, but as you can see, we are beyond 100 meters a second already. But this is what I mean with the friction issues. These muscle cars are designed to have fast acceleration, but not particularly high top speed. When you get to above about 100 meters a second, the wheels start to do that. But that's what the Falcon and Falcon S are designed for. Now we're going to go into the MX. I'm going to turn everything on. So drag race mode is on, so we'll spin those tyres up. And the thruster assisted braking is on, so this will brake faster because it has thrusters facing in the other direction. The normal muscle car doesn't have that. I'm going to set the speed up to the highest. I'm going to take the brake off, and now prepare yourself for extreme acceleration. Here we go. That is really fast. This accelerates faster than most fighters. In fact, let me try and compare that. So just here I have placed my gunship. This thing has 10 small thrusters to go forwards and 1 large one. So you can imagine this probably has a lot of power. Now this is going to be a demonstration of just how fast this car accelerates. This actually matches the gunship in acceleration. This car pulled ahead of the gunship for just a second, and you think about how many thrusters that thing has. So the 3rd vehicle I'm going to be testing is the regular Falcon. Now you can see how the bodywork differs with these two. So I'm going to turn the engine on, turn the turbos on, take the brake off. And this doesn't accelerate as fast as the muscle cars, but it has a much higher top speed. Well, it's more capable anyway. This goes up to about 120. So as you can see, we're already doing 70, 80, 90. And as you can see, it's still pretty stable, and I can turn with the gyroscopes. And you can see, we're going 110 meters a second, and it's not really bouncing around at all. Now it's starting to, as we approach 120. But that's just the difference that little bit of friction makes. We're going 130, and we're more stable than the muscle cars ever were. 140? Can we get to 150? What do you reckon? 149? No? 100? Oh dear. I reckon we can make it. I reckon we can. Turn those dampeners off so this doesn't slow down at all. 154. Now imagine that, but accelerating 3 to 4 times faster, and the same applies for the top speed. So they're just about lined up with each other, and we're going to see just how fast this car is. In 3, 2, 1. Oh, it is very slightly. But as you can see, we're going 150, 160, 170, 190, 200, 220, 240, 260, 280, 300, and this is meters a second, this isn't miles an hour, and as you can see we are in the air. Oh dear. When you go too fast, the weight of the vehicle is nothing. And there you go. We were actually pretty stable there at 300 meters a second, which is amazing. I'll try that again, I'll just go back the other way. You can see how fast the hydrogen is going down. It went down by 7 just like that. So let's try this again with a proper first person view. 3, 2, 1. It just goes up so fast. I'll have to do a drag race between this and the MX because it's close. It's really close. Anyone that would be willing to do that and has space engineers, please do let me know, because I'd love to do that with you. 200, 300, 300, there we go. Oh, and we hit a rock. We hit an oil patch. I hope you enjoyed this video. I really did have a lot of fun making this one. I thought I'd do something different as I just hit 100 subscribers, which I am so grateful for. Thank you everyone again. Please like this video if you enjoyed it, as I really do appreciate it, and consider subscribing. Also, please do consider joining my Discord server. It is quite empty at the moment. There are a few members in there, but those are mostly my friends. So if you haven't joined and you have Discord, please do consider joining it. It would really mean a lot to me, and it would help boost the AMW gaming community. You can also talk to me directly in real time. I'll be there straight away to answer the messages most of the time. So if you have any suggestions or just anything you'd like to say, please let me know there. So thank you everyone so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. One little note at the end actually. I do plan on putting these on the workshop in the future, but I'm going to hold off for now. I'll probably leave it a few months. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.